with a plane since it was grounded. Nearly 21 months for new jets plummeted because of the pandemic. Facebook says it will start removing false claims about COVID-19 vaccines in its latest move to counter a tide of coronavirus-related online misinformation. The social network will begin taking down any Facebook or Instagram posts with false information about the vaccines that have been debunked by public health experts. Facebook says it's applying a policy to remove virus misinformation that could lead to imminent physical harm. That's your money now.
I struggled with symptoms like frequent
Friday, December 4th, 2020. Business news.
It is 5:53, and a good Friday morning to you. Thanks much for starting your day with us here.
There must be some kind of way out of here.
Got a mix of sun and clouds in the forecast here to wrap up the work week.
There's too much confusion.
And kind of sounds like temperatures are just kind of, well, generally going to be holding steady the rest of the day. As Justin Steinbrink, who's in for Pete again this morning, calling for a high of 39, which we have already topped. As we were at 40 when we got the show underway here at 5. We've dropped back a couple of degrees now. We're at 38, so we'll just kind of hang in this vicinity, it sounds like, the rest of the day. We'll get you a complete forecast coming up here from Justin. Part of your 6 apparently shows ballots being counted illegitimately. And we have Griff Jenkins following the story. Let's get more details here.
They presented what they allege is new evidence of surveillance video showing Fulton County election workers illegally counting ballots with no supervisors present, affecting potentially some 24,000 ballots. But the Georgia Secretary of State says that it already investigated these claims, found nothing, adding that they had their own observers there the entire time. Meanwhile, President Trump continuing a Twitter feud with Governor Brian Kemp, who he called hapless for not intervening in the election. The president tweeting, people in Georgia got caught cold in massive numbers of ballots and putting them into voting machines. Great job, Brian Kemp.
Kemp, who has raised additional questions, and that a signature audit should now be performed. And Kemp was referring to the surveillance video that appears to show poll watchers being led out of a room at State Farm Arena, that's Georgia's largest vote counting center, after being told that the vote count was done for the night back on election night. Once they left, a woman could be seen pulling out suitcases from underneath a table that allegedly contained ballots. Votes were allegedly counted for hours with no election supervisors present. CBS 46 there reporting that. And Rudy Giuliani, of course, one of President Trump's lawyers, tweeting out smoking gun from Georgia as he tweeted that out. Kemp told Laura Ingraham, as he appeared on her show last night, that he has called now for a signature audit, but the power in that state to make the order actually lies with the Secretary of State's office. I believe, right? Yeah, Fox Business Network's Mornings with Maria Ellis talking about all this.
President Trump and our legal team have been absolutely correct to bring these challenges. We've been asking for signature matching. We've been asking to make sure that it is a valid recount, that every legal vote is counted. And we know now with this video, along with all of the witness testimony, that the elections in these 6 states, and particularly now in Georgia, are irredeemably compromised.
In the dead of night, votes would appear or disappear on these voting machines during early voting and election day. So that's what's going on in Nevada. So the challenge is not stopping, but here in Wisconsin, as we told you earlier, the Wisconsin Supreme Court says it won't hear Trump's challenge to the election. The court ruling 4-3 yesterday, a lower court. All right, 6 o'clock news set to go.
Surges like never before. I'm Dave Anthony, Fox News. The most new infections yet in this pandemic, as the number of people who've died around the world now tops 1.5 million. More in the U.S. than any other country. Fox's Tanya J. Powers has the update live.
Dave, the numbers just keep going higher. Johns Hopkins says more than 217,000 new cases were reported yesterday, with 2,879 deaths added, both new records. Another record also set with hospitalizations, 100,667 of those. It comes as health officials are concerned about the possible post-Thanksgiving spike in cases that could still be looming. Data shows that most Americans could not resist traveling for the holiday, even after the CDC's warning to stay home. Dave.
Tanya, President-elect Biden says when he takes office next month, he wants everyone to wear a mask for
for 100 days. Biden also wants people to get vaccinated, telling CNN
it's important to communicate to the American people. It's safe. It's safe to do this.
and some ex-presidents want to help send that message.
Former Presidents Bush, Clinton, and Obama said they'd be willing to take the vaccine